How's it going? I'm Matt Morse, pdga number 47134, Team Trilogy. This is my in the bag. I've been throwing Trilogy plastic since early 2014, tail end of 2013, really getting used to it. My first Trilogy disc actually came back in 2012 when I was throwing Halos and Kings. Thought they were cool. And really have fallen in love with the plastic, and so as of the whole last year I've been playing with strictly Trilogy plastic. And so let's get started. We'll start with my putters because statistically those are the discs that get used the most on the course, and so I carry a lot of putters in my Latitude 64 DG luxury bag. I have a total of in the bag 7 putters coming from all different parts of the bag. We'll start with my main putters. I carry 2 zero hard daggers that I've done partial wipes on. They're pretty much the exact same disc, nice and hard. Pretty much use these for every putt inside the circle. Every once in a while I'll use these outside the circle, but these are my go-tos. I'm so happy when they came out hard. Then we'll go to the next one, which is a zero medium dagger. Also got that partial wipe stamp. This one's a little more flexible. I use this one for all my jump putts, anything outside the circle. This guy gets his use pretty much all the way up to about 80 feet or so, which is when I switch to my next 2 daggers, both also zero medium. One of them has a double stamp on it. The other one I just wiped the stamp off completely. These guys are my about 100 feet and out putters. This guy sees a little bit of use, but the other one, this guy, is my workhorse when it comes to my putters that I throw. I drive this one off the tee and use this for anything outside 100 feet that I got a pretty clear shot on. Like I said, I drive with this putter, and I like to use this one on holes that are anywhere between 220 to 270. I'll use this off the tee if I have a line, and it just holds a straight line. I've got it beat in to where I can just get it to hold a straight line. Workhorse gets everything done for me. Next, I use 2 Cenuses. One is a little bit newer in the zero medium, and the other one is an older Cenus AP in the zero line plastic. Both these super great discs. Obviously it's a Cenus, it's a meat hook. I've had this one longer, and I've beat it in where I can get this thing to do whatever I need it to. I have some pretty nice field aces with it, hitting shots from 150 out. They just drop in the basket, which has been super fun. And this one is the newer one, super meat hook. Throw this thing up in the air, and it's a boomerang pretty much, which is fun. So I like to do trick shots with this. Now we'll actually move to the inside of the bag. You can't really see it on the camera there, but this bag is fully loaded out. Everything is orange, white, red, or yellow. We'll move to my mid-ranges next. I have a bunch of mid-ranges. All of them, though, are one mold. I throw the mace. There we go. These are all my maces. And so I've got maces ranging in stabilities. We'll start with my most overstable, which is a double stamped Opto mace. This is doesn't get used as much since I've been using my Cenuses more, but very reliable disc. Love it. Couldn't have a game without it. So there's that. Then I have a newer, it's getting a little bit beat in, but a newer first run zero hard mace. This guy is a workhorse in my bag. Throw this thing a lot. Then I have a little more stable to flippy is my gold line mace. Really like the way this one flies in the bag. It's a great disc for me. Then I have my Trilogy stamped mace, gold line as well, a little flippy, about the same thing. my yellow gold line mace does. But then the mace I use on almost every hole, driving it off the tee all the time, is my very first mace I had. Zero hard mace, had this thing in the bag over a year, and it is a workhorse. I can throw this on the biggest antes, and it'll hold an ante line. If I really pull over on it, this is a roller for me. I throw this dead flat, and it'll go dead straight to up to 300 plus feet. I can throw it on hyzer still. I mean, this is, I could not imagine playing a round without it. If I had to choose just one round to play an entire round with, it would be this disc. I can't speak highly enough about it. If you throw Trilogy plastic and you do not throw a mace, there's something wrong, and you need to pick up a mace. So we'll just say that. Next, we'll move to my fairway drivers. I throw two fairway drivers. First is my St. Pro. I have a Moonshine St. Pro, a little overstable, good for me. I have a double stamped Opto St. Pro. Gets a few shots around. It's a great disc though. St. Pro, obviously, if you throw Trilogy, you're probably throwing a St. Pro. My main St. Pro, it is beat. It's flippy. I can throw this thing on antes, and it does the trick super well. Love it. And then last, I have to have this in my bag to support Latitude 64 team member Brody Miller from Portland, which is where I'm from. I actually was contacted by him, and I made the design on this disc for him. This is of his field ace during Worlds at Milo MacGyver State Park. So these are awesome. If you get an opportunity to pick up one of these, support a team member, pretty cool stuff. So go Latitude 64. Then is my main fairway driver. I throw the Felon. I have a prototype Felon that I lost. I know where it is. It's on the roof of a local high school, and so I'm going to go get that. Field testing and heavy wind. The wind picked it up and it flew forever. But I have a first run Lucid Felon. This disc is gets used almost every hole. I love it. It's the only disc I flick, and I'll backhand it. This thing skips like crazy. It holds the hyzer lines amazing. If you like the Triple X, if you like the Trident, but you want a little more distance and, in my opinion, a little more control, I used to throw the Triple X, but when this guy came out, I replaced it right away. I was at Worlds watching, and I went to one of the fly marts. Jeremy Russo was there, and I said, "Hey, is the Felon going to replace the Triple X?" And he said, "That's the game plan." And so I picked up a prototype, and I've been throwing it ever since. And I have this white Felon as well, the Lucid. So Felon's great. If you have not tried out the Felon, you should definitely try the Felon. It'll revolutionize your game. We'll move to my drivers next. I only throw two drivers, but I have a lot of them in my bag. I throw Giants and Kings. As you can see, I have a lot of Giants. I'll start with my most overstable Giant and work my way down. I have this beautiful, beautiful, super flat top white Huck Lab Giant. This is a meat hook. Maybe once or twice around when I just need to get around something and just throw a huge hyzer. I might be able to get this thing 300. It's so much of a meat hook. Then I have the next instability is this orange guy. This one is he is my favorite Giant. Can throw this guy just about 390 to 415 on a good day. This is a workhorse in my bag. I throw this all the time off the tee. Then I have the orange in the tournament plastic. That was a VIP orange. This guy I use. He's kind of a backup when I need it. Then I have, let's see here. I have another tournament plastic Giant, yellow, kind of just a backup, keep it in the bag. My main Giant that I use the most is this guy. It's a 156 VIP Air Giant that I've been throwing for a very long time. It is beat in now where I can throw this on ante, and it'll hold ante over 400 feet for me. And if I crank on it just the right angle, it can go out about 390 before it starts coming back for me. I'm a lefty, so if I say going to the right, that means going to the left for any of you right-handed folks. You can really crank over on this thing and get it to go about 390 going to the left, and then it'll still hook out, come back to the right. It's super trusty and reliable. So this is my old reliable. Love it. Couldn't play a game without it. I just picked up an Elasto Giant. I wanted to see how this new plastic works, and it's nice. I like it. I'm still not used to it yet. It doesn't get as cold here in Portland as it does rainy, but I love it. It's cool. It's unique. And then I have another VIP Air Giant, brand new 156 that I would love to get in about a year to where my other VIP Giant is, VIP Air Giant. And so this guy is going to start working his way into the bag. Next, I have my Kings. I have a King that I've had for over 2 years, Tournament Plastic King. This is my roller, and it rolls and rolls and rolls. I have gotten this to roll just shy of 500 feet in a tournament, which was awesome. Having a really bad day, and then roller hole, perfect for a lefty roller. So I backhand roll this thing. I made the Mando that was at 460 on a roll, and not every time does it roll that far, but if it's the right conditions, this guy will roll for miles. Then I have this red VIP King, great for turnover shots, huge sky anties that I just allow to just ride themselves all the way back down to the left, and it's just a beautiful disc. Then this really beautiful pearly VIP King. You can throw this guy on hyzer, pops up, then rides over. So great disc, use it a lot. Next is the Kings that are getting the most work in my bag, and it's probably my go-to driver. I have two Moonshine Kings. The reason why I have two, I always have 2 or 3 in the bag, because the Moonshine plastic eats in so fast. I always want to keep one like brand new, because you throw this thing on hyzer and it'll pop up a little bit and it'll ride for miles before it sits down. This is by far my furthest flying disc in my bag, and I could not imagine playing a game without it. I lost one. I didn't have any in my bag that day, and it ruined my game for almost 2 weeks. Tried to find these online anywhere, couldn't find any vendors here in Portland that had them, and finally found them online, and it revolutionized my game yet again. And so if you do not have a Westside King in the Moonshine plastic, and you throw Kings, if you throw bolts, if you throw halos, if you throw anything that's fast, you need to throw a Moonshine King. They're just the greatest on the market. So then my minis, I have my mini I got when I first did Team Trilogy. It's a little Opto Latitude 64 mini, but that got replaced with my Team Trilogy mini Judge from the Trilogy Challenge. Then my bag, throw a Latitude 64 and Trilogy. You gotta have one of these bad boys. Got ample room for all sorts of goodies, like my towels, my Latitude 64 towel. What else do I have in here? Oh, a extra shirt that is, what do you know about that? We got ourselves a little Team Trilogy action right here. Got the dynamic discs, birdie bag in my pocket there. Always got to carry some Sharpies. Let's see, anything else I have? Oh, a Latitude 64 rain jacket. So if it ever gets rainy, which in Portland, if you know anything about it, it's rainy every day. So that is the thing. Let's see, anything else in here? Got these bad boys, pdga card, Team Trilogy card, Trilogy Challenge card, disc golf course review tag, Stumptown disc golf tag, all got that stuff. Got some rule books in here. Always got to have that rule book when there's an argument. Of course, great time arguing with friends. Microfiber towel with putters and more Sharpies and a waterproof little notepad I used to keep score and put notes down on the course. And like I said, you always got to have a Sharpie. And I've got, I think, 8 Sharpies in the bag. So yeah, that's my Team Trilogy in the bag. I know it was long, but that's the way I like to throw my discs. So that was cheesy, but it's all good. Have a great Christmas, folks, and 2015. Let's do this thing.